Good morning, everybody. How you doing? It is 6:01 a.m. on Monday, the 3rd of July, and I'm here live for week 3 of the Procrastinator's Guide to Life. So I can't believe it. We're into the third week with this already. It's crazy. I just realised also I haven't done the intro thing. Oh well, there we go. Yes. So how was the weekend? I hope you had a lovely weekend. I've had a very enjoyable one. We had friends over for the weekend and just took it very easy. It's been one of those really lovely, laid back kind of weekends, and just enjoyed for everything it can be, which was good. So we kind of had cooked some food. Morning, Ruth. How you doing? Cooked some food with friends, and then they stayed over, and we then sort of went out on the Saturday and just sort of went on to Dartmoor and went for a walk and had picnic by the Dart, and yeah, it was all very civilized, all very lovely. It's one of the joys of living in Plymouth, in sort of down in Devon. We get people dropping by as they pass through to Cornwall or come and stay with us very deliberately for a few days. It's great. Yes, Ruth, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm feeling much better. God, last week I don't know what it was. I was hit by a cold, and it was just it was one of the nastiest colds I've had in ages, and it just completely knocked me for six. So yeah, really feeling mostly back to my normal self. I'm still a little bit sort of stuffed up, but not bad at all. Now, this week is very exciting. So we're starting Video Academy in earnest today, which is quite exciting. So I'm looking forward to getting going with that. And moving on with getting this year's cohort through. Hello, Sandra. How are you doing? Good to see. How are you? Yeah, I am feeling better, thanks. It was touch and go last week. I pulled through though. Yeah. So I'm trying to think of anything else that's going on. We've got quite a busy week this week. Sort of tying up a few loose ends on projects, getting other projects started. We're starting a couple of other fascinating pieces of work with people, finishing up a few other projects. But yeah, generally speaking, all pretty exciting. So what is all this nonsense? Why am I up at 6 o'clock going live? Well, in business, you know, as small business owners, we have so much to do. We have this multitude of tasks that we have to kind of to be working on, to be achieving, to be kind of getting right pretty much every time. And the amount of conversations I've had with people over the years about how easy it is to get into some heavy procrastination when it comes down to running your own business, because ultimately it's me and these four walls, and any sort of freelancers and sort of team members come in usually on a project by project basis. So there's a lot of time in the business which is kind of based in, you know, it's all self-motivation, isn't it? And even the best of us have those days where we'll get to the end of the day and go, I'm not really sure what I've achieved today. So, you know, this kind of impulse to procrastinate some days is far stronger than others. And so I thought, well, I always have a much better day when I start well, and I get up, do a bit of exercise, and then sort of have the day set up right from the start. Yes, exactly. Someone says I'm an avid procrastinator. Yeah, I hear you. So this morning live is my attempt to start the day well and kind of get things rolling in the right way. And it seems to work. It seems to work very well. And I kind of, it's really, I think, yes, it comes down to this idea of starting well and having the rest of the day sort of follow on from that good start. So I've been thinking. Oh, hello, Sandra. I don't want to ignore you. Hello, how are you doing? Sandra was on. Suzanne. So that's Sandra. This is Suzanne. Suzanne Young was on the show as the first ever guest. So go back to that episode from last week and have a look, because it's a particularly choice tip that she shares. Exactly. Start well and finish strong. Exactly. And make sure the middle bit's meaningful. Yeah. So I've been thinking long and hard about what today's tip should be, and I think what I'm gonna say, it's sort of procrastination related actually, and this is to do with video content creation, as a lot of my tips are, because that's my background. That's my job. There's a real impulse with video content creation to assume that you can't get on with it and can't be doing it until you have all the right kit. And this is sort of expressed through kititis, this kind of idea that we have to get the right things before we do anything. And very often, 99.9% of us are carrying our these things in our pockets, and they have great cameras, and you can be making video content with them in a flash, and you can be using this for live or for pre-recorded without much ado, really. And so my tip for you today is to perhaps stop putting off the creation of video content because you're thinking, well, I haven't got the right kit. I'll buy the right kit and then I'll do it. No, you've got a thing. You've got a thing in your pocket that can do something about that. So use it to start getting seen. Because if you're putting off getting visible because you don't feel like you've got the right bits and bobs, like you haven't got the right kit, then it's probably something else that's stopping you doing it. Because if you really want to get going, you've got a camera. So it's probably something around the idea of not liking being seen or holding yourself back from being visible that's actually getting in the way. And I know for me that was the case. I put off starting doing live video for ages and ages and ages, and it was actually more to do with, and I had all the kit, and so that was that sort of realization that actually I was probably holding myself back for a variety of reasons. So my tip for you today is if you are keeping on telling yourself that you're going to do your video when you've got the right kit, stop, take a moment, look at the kit you have got and do it anyway, because the likelihood is you've got everything you need to do, all the kit that you need to get visible right there, right now. So don't hold yourself back. So that's my I just realized my microphone is pointing in the right direction. That might be better. So avoid the kititis. Don't feel like you can't, because it's enough. It's enough, and you can do it. I absolutely 100% know you can. And I know there's lots of us who hold ourselves back from being seen or from doing the things that need to be done in order to build successful businesses. There's loads of people out there with great ideas, and people only know about these things if you tell them, and this is a big part of it. So that's it. That's today's very simple tip. I'm going to I'm going to be talking this week about, I think, probably some kind of broad visibility things, because actually it's such an important topic. We've got a few more people coming on to share their tips over the coming days this week. And if you would like to come and share a useful tip on the show, there's a link in the description. So just click through there and get stuck in. It'd be lovely to have you on the show. All pretty straightforward, really. So thank you for being here today on this early Monday morning. Have a fabulous rest of the day, and I will see you all tomorrow at 6. Take care.